Guilt is not real. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to put it out there. And now I'm going to tell you exactly why I believe and know that guilt is definitely not real, which means sin is not real, which means condemnation is not real, which means blame is not real. Whew, that covers a lot, huh? Hey, everybody, my name's David, and I'm a mindfulness coach and an energetic healer, and also a Kung Fu and Tai Chi master. And today, let's talk about guilt. Is it real or is it not? Here we go. So the reason guilt is not real, and I'm just going to sum this up for the people that are just, watching just a few minutes of this video so you can get an idea exactly what's going to be talked about in this video. Guilt is not real. Why is it not real? Because energy flows just like the earth. The world's a reflection anyway. If you look at the circularity of the earth and the sphere and how it moves and how it flows and how everything expands from that flow, our vibration is just like that. We're flowing, we're connected to source, and we are expanding. And the question is going to be, how can we expand and contract at the same time? And how can contraction be part of expansion? Even though sometimes we believe that's possible. And it is certainly not. You cannot expand something and contract it at the same time. We are expanding only. However, our energy can contract when we look out and see that which is not true. So guilt is not real. Sin is not real. Condemnation is not real. Why? That means everybody is innocent. Oh, be easy with me. Because we love to blame people, don't we? And we love to hold them hostage in our minds with judgment and guilt and condemnation. But what if they're all just working it out? What if they're all just on their journey? Do you see, Jesus said there's no guilt, there's no sin, there's only grace and forgiveness. Innocence. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You see, that tells you right there, there's only the kingdom. Seek the kingdom, which is the oneness of all of us, which is true innocence, which is connection with our source and connection with God. And you cannot be loved by the Father if you're guilty. Therefore, guilt is not real. If guilt is not real, you ready for it? Then that means that frequency of God, the frequency of love, the frequency of joy, and the frequency of fun and abundance and prosperity and opulence, guess what? It is the only real vibration. It's the only thing that's real. And there's only resistance from that vibration which causes us to believe in another place and an evil somehow, even though it's just resistance. We're not exactly tuned into that vibration. There's a little bit of snow in between that 100 and 101.1, you see? So we're getting every other lyric. That vibrational frequency of source, yep, it's going right here, right now. Can you hear it? It's always going, always. And if that's the case, then only love is real. Oh, that I've read that somewhere. Yes, Course in Miracles. Only love is real. To heal is to make whole. Holy, you see, instead of separate. There you go, the short version of this video. Now, let's talk about it a little bit more in detail for those of you that want to stick around. If that vibration's going and that frequency is always active, just love, innocence, joy, fun, excitement, intuition, then all we have to do is tune into it. And the only reason we're not tuning into it is because we're tuning into this one. This is the world that Jesus spoke about. You got to let go of the world. I surrendered the world. I surrendered that false self. I surrendered that ego, tuning in vibrationally to that which is not true, to just a bunch of resistance, which means there's nothing there. I'm just pulling myself away like a rubber band from who I am and creating resistance in it, and it doesn't feel very good. Of course, if you just let it go, it'll just shoot right back. Or Abraham Hicks would say, You're pushing the cork down. Makes sense? You're pushing the cork down into negativity, into that evil, that darkness. And yet, if you just let it go, it'll pop right back up. You see? Or Bashar would say, there's nothing there. You got to go up. That's why they call the idea of God up here. There's nothing down there. You have to go back up. And because of that, I have learned that when you feel that guilt, and what does it feel like? Well, it feels like blame. It feels like condemnation. It feels like they did this and I did this. And how do I figure this out? And where do I get this money? And it feels like neediness. It feels like pain in the body. It feels like I'm not strong enough. I'm weak, right? How many ways do you hear that voice of guilt and separation? I'm sure you can write it down on 3 pages, all the different things that cause you to hear that voice of separation and guilt. It's all the same thing, resistance in your flow. Resistance, and always causing some kind of opposition between me and you, the me's, the you's, and the others, right? Opposition, opposing, magnets, one magnet, your magnet turned around and resisting and repelling the things in your life. You see, that's what resistance is. Oh, there's no more attraction, which is why law of attraction doesn't always work, is because we're holding that resentment. We're holding resistance while we're trying to attract what we want, and you can't. It's impossible. You can't serve 2 masters. So what has to happen? We've got to find complete innocence in this moment. But Dave, what about all the things going on? And what about this? And what about that? That's called the past. And guess what? There's only one moment in time. Can you feel it? Your vibration is now, 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 now. Is it flowing? Are your thoughts focused on what you love right now, what you enjoy right now? Is it tuned in and aligned with that Holy Spirit of you? That God frequency, the presence, the one presence that we all are, that is everywhere present. Is it tuned in? Is it flowing? Do you feel good? Is your emotions happy and joyful? You see? Because if not, then the energy is binding. And if energy is binding, then that is separation. And there's going to be specific reasons in your mind. It's going to tell you all these specific beliefs and reasons of why you can't be happy right now because of this, and because of this, and because of this, and because of this. And yet none of it is real. And that's the key. When I figured this out, life switched for me. And I get it. I get it. It's not easy. What I'm saying, intellectually, Dave, I kind of understand. That's why I'm giving you this idea and this process. Ignore your guilt. Ignore your mind when it tells you, I got to figure it out. I got to worry. I got to have fear. Literally learn to ignore it. I know this might sound crazy. I even ignore if pain comes in. Boom, like that. I don't even acknowledge any resistance in my life. And I have learned to let go of all of it. So I encourage you, it works. Why does it work? Because this side doesn't exist. And when you ignore that mind trying to pull you in, well, I got to figure this one out. I got to go figure this problem out. All right, why is this not happening to me? And why is this person doing it? And why is this happening in the world? And why is this in my body? When you ignore it and you don't give power to it, what happens is this side becomes a release. And guess what happens when something releases? Something must come in. And the only thing that keeps us stuck and not connected and aligned with our source is our fullness. Fullness of what? Fullness of that which is not real. Just this resistance. Like the old TVs with the snow. You just can't tune them in just right. Or the old VHS tapes. Let me put some tracking on that. You see, the resistance, it won't let us tune in. And just like that tracking, it wasn't part of the movie. And the snow, it's unnecessary. And the same thing with that mind activity. Same thing with that party that says, I got to figure it out. I got to find out why. Or I've got to let go of this. Or I'm worried about this. Or how do I do this? And all these different things, that mind. Ignore it. And what happens is when you turn all that off, all of a sudden, you have no problems. All of a sudden, there's quietness. Well, there's no more mind. There's no more problems. There's no more talking. There's no more, you see, you just ignore it by saying, you know what? No, this is not real. I'm going to try this. I'm going to hope it works. I'm going to have faith that what he is saying is true. I'm going to ignore it. And then you're going to see that there's another side. And that other side might be quiet at first. Through your meditation, you might have heard it a few times. But it's going to come more and more and more into your life. Because the more you let go of this nothingness, this chatter, this just mixed language, mixed mind activity, none of it making any sense, has nowhere to go, you see, so to speak. And you just say, I'm not going to follow this. There's no problem. I'm fine. Regardless of what's going on in your life, you just debunk it. You say, you know what? It doesn't matter. Well, you don't have any money. I'm fine. Money's flowing in. I feel good right now. What about your body hurt? That's all right. My right shoulder hurts. My left shoulder feels great. I'll be just fine. And you just ignore it. Don't go down. You're going to see there's another side that's going to come in. And you're going to receive it. And you know what? I recommend and I encourage you, give it a name, your inner being, your divine self. I see you. I hear you. It's holding that vibration and it never goes out. It's the light. It's the lighthouse that just pulls the ship in. It will never leave. They're never going to go home until that ship comes in. You see? And that inner being, that bigger part, that broader perspective, that higher self is not going anywhere. It's going to hold everything you are, everything you want, and all that you will ever be is always going to be there. And as soon as all this noise goes away, all you're going to do is hear that part. But we've got to stop moving in this direction. It's not real. And that's what I've learned. And that's what the Course in Miracles talks about. That which is not real. You cannot be threatened. If you feel threatened in any way, that's worry, doubt, fear, it's not real. Just ignore it. It cannot do anything to you. It's a smokescreen. And as you learn to ignore that smaller self, that fearful self that does not exist in each one of us, then all of a sudden what happens is you start finding the truth of who you really are. But I recommend, make sure that you don't just ignore this, focus here. Ignore this, focus here. You see, awareness is a beautiful thing, but within that awareness and that quietness is your divine self. Reach out to it. Give it a name if you would like, but reach out to it. It is real. It is consciousness itself. It is a divine presence, and it is wise, and it is holding an amazing, intense vibration that's pulling you in. Because like we talked about that cork and that rubber band, as soon as you let go of this and you ignore it, you're going to go in this way. You do not have to feel all this discomfort anymore. You can just say, I see you. No, thank you. Because in order to ignore something, you do have to recognize it, don't you? You just don't have to keep going there. So you recognize it, let it go, move in the other direction. Recognize it, let it go, move in the other direction. That's the most important part. Don't just let it go and recognize it. Use your discernment to see it, but then move in the direction of your inner being. There you are. How are you feeling? Well, you can be sure whatever this is making you feel, that's the opposite. I'm going to focus on that vibration for a little bit. And then what happens is, as you recognize it's not real and you start receiving this other side that is real and you can feel it coming in, wow, now all of a sudden you won't go here anymore. I'm not going to go here anymore. I'm just going to focus here, focus here, focus here. No more resistance, no more opposition in my energy. I'm going to let my energy flow in this moment, this moment, this moment. I'm going to discern in the moment. I'm going to pay attention to how I feel in the moment. And I'm going to adjust and adjust and adjust and align in every moment of my life to the best of my ability. And I'm going to pay attention to how I feel, which is your guided system. Guilt does not feel good. Love feels amazing. I'm going to release and I'm going to allow this side to come right into my energy. And from that intuition, from that wisdom, from that abundance, from that prosperity, yes, all that you have ever asked for is right here ready to come in. And it's only looking for one thing, to change the dial. Let go of that resistance. Tune in. Don't watch the movie with snow on it. You know what I'm saying? Tune it in until it's crystal clear and you can receive everything that's meant for you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening to this video. I hope that it's resonating with you in the best ways. Of course, it is up to you what you receive. Hit the like button if it's speaking to you. Comment. I love to hear your comments and what you believe and your journey. I love for you to express your journey to me and let me know how it's going. And as always, my unconditional love and appreciation.